All right, guys, go get them. We love you. Here they are, Tony and Francis. Hey, guys, how you guys doing? Man, we certainly do love you. We are so excited. This is a dream come true. Grab a seat, grab a seat. We're going to get started here. Well, it's crazy to think how quickly the time has gone. And I'll never forget that first FED that me and Mom and Dad went to, and they had a few people on their team. And obviously I was 14, so I wasn't in the business, but man, I was passionate about the business. I knew right away that this is what I wanted to do. And you know, it's funny, so many young people, so many kids see this business, and over the years of me showing the plan, I've shown so many families the business in front of their kids, and their kids will say, "This is awesome." And the parents are going, "Well, we don't know. I don't know if this is what we should do." And the challenge is their faith and their belief. Their faith and their belief is what holds them back. And that's the only difference, in my opinion, between people that really succeed in life and people that don't. It's that belief. And we hear it all the time that, yeah, if you believe you can, and if you believe you can't, you can't. You're right, both ways. Well, for me, I just believed that there were other people out there with a dream. I said, there's got to be another nutbag like me. I said, who the heck wants to, anyone commute into the city for a job? Manhattan? You do that for a day? I remember one of the first times I did it, and I literally almost got into a fight with a guy because I took his seat. I got on the stop before he got on, and then him and his crew got on, and I'm sitting where they always sit, and they go, "You're in my seat." I thought he was kidding. I looked at the seat, I said, "I don't see your name on it." I didn't know they assigned seats on, the Long Island Railroad. Did I miss it on my ticket? And he looked at me and he said, No, we sit here every day. We've been doing this for like 15 years, I said, "Oh, well, you ain't sitting here today, hey, So I sat with him and his friend. He sat over here and his friends sat around me, and I just, laughed, and, they were kind of busting my chops. But at that point, I hadn't read too many books, so I was just like, you could bust my chops all you want, I ain't moving. It's really annoying you more than it's annoying me. I'm going to be here tomorrow, too. This is my new seat, sucker, because I get on the stop before you. That's right. But I couldn't believe it. This guy's arguing with me about a seat. I mean, holy smokes. I mean, man. But guys, life is awesome. And Francis and I are so excited. And, she really is my completer. I could use that cheesy Jerry Maguire line, "You complete me." But she really does. She really does complete me. She's just my best friend. And, I pray that each and every one of you have a relationship as good as we have and continue to grow with. And, hey, I had bad relationships in the past. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I value this relationship so much. And it's because of this business team. See, this weekend, you're going to learn a lot of things. If there's one thing that you take away from this, understand, it's not the money. It's the life that you could build with the people and the opportunity. See, it's the life that my family has been able to build because of this business team. And that's what I hope you walk away with this weekend. And I just love you so much. You're my best friend. I've taken a bunch of time, so you go as long as you want. All right? But you're that special, and this is just the beginning. And I will fight to the day I die to give you everything that you deserve, and our family and everybody else. So, love you. You got it.
Wow. Well, for me, when I saw this business, it wasn't a question. I didn't have any doubt in my mind. My family has a military background, so as a kid, I was what you would call an Army brat. We moved around a lot. And so I guess you could say I learned how to win friends and influence people at a very young age. I was moving from different parts of the country. So I moved from suburban Kansas City to rural Alabama, and they weren't as accepting of pretty much any outsiders, and they called me a Yankee, which blew my mind because Kansas is not a Yankee state. But I talked funny to them, I wore funny clothes, and I just didn't grow up with the families that had grown up there. So I got made fun of a lot. I got called a lot of names. Here's a funny story I don't mind sharing. When I was a kid, I wanted to do my own hair. And my parents said, sure, whatever. They always let me kind of do what I wanted to do when I wanted to take ownership. So I wanted to take ownership of doing my hair. And I didn't know that when you put the conditioner in, I had heard someone say one time that if you leave it in for a little bit, it makes your hair softer. So I pretty much just left it in. I didn't really rinse it out. Yeah, so I would go to school, and the kids, one of the terms that they called me was grease monkey. It's not fun when you're a kid. I had braces, I had glasses, I didn't know how to wash my hair properly. I remember one of the little boys in 5th grade, his mom knew my mom from the church, so his mom made him take me to the 5th grade dance, the Valentine's dance, because I had a crush on him, and my mom told his mom. So he took me, and the whole time I kept trying to go towards him, he kept saying he had to go to the bathroom or he had to go somewhere. And the next time I would see him, he was with his friends, laughing at me. So I learned very young not to care what other people think. And I learned, just kind of from being alone in those types of situations, that I was going to figure out how to come out on top. I was going to figure out how to win friends and influence people. And I was going to figure out kind of how to beat the system from 5th grade. So by the end of my senior year, I was student body president. I remembered to be nice to everyone because when I first moved there, the kids who weren't so popular were the only ones who were accepting of me. They were the only ones who would let me sit at their lunch table, and let me hang with them at recess. So as I went through the system, I learned at a young age always to be kind to everyone. And so by the end of my senior year, I knew that I wanted to be a leader. And I started getting involved with different organizations, started leading different organizations. And by the way, that kid asked me out my senior year from the 5th grade dance. And it was cool to say, hey, no, remember 5th grade? I like you, you're my friend now, but sorry, you lost it there. But anyways, so I just knew that I wanted to live a life of significance from a young age. And I started to develop a passion for dance, and I started to work very hard at that. My parents always encouraged me that I could do anything that I wanted if I put my mind to it. And so I started dancing professionally at 15. And I thought at that point that that was going to be my career, that was what my life was going to be built around. And as I matured, and as I started to go through life and go through different life experiences, the most significant being losing my father, I realized that I wanted to do something more significant than dancing on a stage. More significant than doing a few time steps, waving my jazz hands, and that's about it. So I started to look for other things. I just didn't know what it was. The only thing I felt I was good at was dance, and yes, I was becoming a leader in different organizations, but I couldn't really pinpoint anything. And so I stayed the course with dance because that's what I knew that I was good at. That's the skill I knew I had developed, and that's just the path I was going on. But I was looking for other things. I was looking for you. I just didn't know you yet. I had never heard of Amway. 23 years old, I had never heard of Amway, never been contacted. My mom had never heard of the business, because I asked her after I saw the business. She had never heard of it. So if I had known about you guys sooner, I probably would have jumped along board. I know I would have sooner, but it's all in the right timing. And I truly feel, because from a young age, my father pretty much trained me for you guys. I got John Maxwell books before I could read. In road trips, we would take long road trips cross-country in the car, and we could listen to music for a set period of time, and then we had to listen to books on tape. And the books on tape were John Maxwell and Stephen Covey. And at a young age, I would kind of fall asleep. But as I got older, I started to really listen, and I started to really read the books that he gave me. And I knew, as I was starting to read at a young age, that there was more to life, and that, again, I wanted to live a life of significance. So when I met Tony, and we met on Match.com, I can't even tell you why I joined. It was just kind of a fluke, because my roommate had joined, and so I said, why not? You know, I was living in the city, I was auditioning again, I was just staying the course with dance. And when I met Tony, I remember on our first date, he asked me he said, so what do you do? I said, well, you know, I'm pursuing dance, and, you know, I'm a personal trainer at a gym in Tribeca, but, you know, I'm still, that's not really the path that I'm looking to go down. He said, well, what's the path you're looking to go down? So I started going in all these different directions, but the seed of it was that I just wanted to help people. And he said it to me, he goes, so you want to help people, right? And I said, yeah, and he goes, I remember he just looked down at his steak, and he kind of had this little smile, you know, the smile he does when his mouth's still closed, but it's like a little, you know. And he goes, you're going to really like what I do. And I had a feeling when he said that, because everything I spoke to him about my family's mission center and how passionate about that I was, and I wanted to develop it further, but my family had run out of money to fund it. And everything that I said, he said, you could do that. You could take it further. You can do, you know. And for the first time, other than my parents, I was having somebody outside saying that I could do things. Whereas all my friends were saying, you know, that's stupid, or that's dumb, or like, don't you want to just go out tonight, or, you know, whatever. So I just knew that this was exactly what I wanted to do before I even really understood what it was. Because he started to tell me about you guys even before I saw the plan. And I got so excited to meet you. And I remember because he kind of kept it from me for a little while. I don't know if he was trying to figure me out or what, but it took him a few months to introduce me. And when I saw the plan, I couldn't tell you any of the numbers. I could just tell you that I got really excited. And I saw a vehicle to get me those things that I wanted in my life, which was to live a life of significance and to help other people in the process. And then he took me to the conference. He took me to this conference, Summer Jam. And that's where I met the leadership. And that's where I just sat in my chair, because I didn't really know anybody. He introduced me to people, but I just remember sitting there and watching the screen and listening to all of the leaders, because I was sitting backstage, you know, kind of tucked away. And I said, oh my gosh, this is where they've been hiding. I've been looking for them. I knew that there was great leadership in this country, but when I turned on the television, I didn't see it anymore. So I was wondering where it was. And when I saw Vinny, and when I saw Angelo, and when I saw Ray, and when I saw the powerful women warriors, when I saw Dana, and I saw Ann, I saw Claudia, I saw Joanne, I saw Suzanne Callender, I said, my goodness, I want to be like them. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to learn from them so that I can help people the way that they're helping people, because I saw all of the lives that were affected in that room because of the leadership. And I got so excited, and I was willing to do whatever it took. And guys, it's funny, people always say, when I explain to them what we do, they say, well, if it's so great, why doesn't everybody do it? Because not everybody believes that they can. Like Tony said, it's the faith and the belief. Well, those are two things that if you can overcome that, because all it is a choice. It's a decision. You have to believe in this, and you have to believe in yourself. And the stage is set for you, because we live in the greatest country in the world. We live in a country where you have the freedom to go out and make your life what you want it to be. In other countries, it's not quite like that. Yes, in the Constitution, you're not guaranteed a full set of hair. You're not guaranteed wealth. You're not guaranteed six-pack abs, right? But you are guaranteed the freedom and the right to decide how your life is going to turn out based upon your decisions, not by the decisions of others controlling you. So, in my opinion, I knew that I wanted to do this since I was a little girl. I just didn't know what it was yet. I had that feeling and that burning desire to do what this business can do for you. I just didn't know that the opportunity was Amway. I hadn't heard of the mentorship team BWW. But when I saw them, I knew that I was made for this team. I knew that they were made for me. And guys, be willing to do whatever it takes. Because the life that you can have in this is second to none. You can customize your life. You can truly customize it. You need to write down, if you haven't already, exactly how you want your life to be. If you don't know your why, you need to know your why. And your why needs to be an emotional why. It can't just be a material why. A material why maybe in the beginning, but there's got to be an emotional why. There's got to be something in your chest that makes your heart beat, that you want so badly in your life. You need to define it. And then you need to write down what you need to get there with your upline. And you also need to write down what's standing in your way. And then you have to make the decision to do it. So, we love you guys. This is my man. I'm going to turn it right over to him. Isn't he sexy? He's sexy. Right? And I'll tell you the reason why. He's a phenomenal surfer. He's a great athlete. Anything he does, he's just great at. But that's not when I find him, I guess, the most attractive. I always find him attractive, but I find him most attractive when he's out there showing the plan every single day, when he's speaking to people, when he's pouring life into them, when he's fighting for our family, and he's fighting for your families and for our freedom. And that's what makes him my man, my warrior. And here he is.
Well, let's talk about your personal success equation. Combining your passion with your talent, and then seeking the right association and taking the right action. P plus T times A times A. Passion, talent, association, and action are very important components for success. But it is when you combine all those components with a strong faith in yourself and your mission that you truly have your personal success equation. That's probably the biggest challenge that I think most people that I see have, is they just don't believe. I see guys, they show plans, but they don't believe that person's going to get in. They don't believe that person's going to stay in. They don't believe that person is going to get in, stay in, and build a business. See me, maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm stupid. I just believe anyone and everybody could do this. And when I sit down with them, I speak that. I'm either saying it in my head before I show them the plan, I'm saying it out loud. I just want to speak positive. Why? So that I know that I believe. Because I know if I believe, that'll come across to them and they'll have a higher belief. Now, there's been different points in my business when guys are telling me, well, you know, I can't do this, and my group's not growing, and this guy doesn't do this, and this guy, and all it is negative, 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 negative. And then they wonder why their group doesn't grow. We're constantly, obviously there's challenge in your business, there's challenges on your team, of course, and yes, we speak about it, but we always end a conversation talking about the positives and where we're going to be going and what we're going to do to change whatever situation is happening in a leg. See, you got to start to believe in the unseen. You got to start to live in faith and not in fear. Or we've been taught our whole life to live in fear. See, the biggest challenge is fixing this. I've never told anyone on my team ever, nor has my upline ever told me, you have to stop hanging out with your friends. No, I realized my friends just weren't going anywhere in life, and I chose to stop hanging out with them. Why? A lot of you young guys are in here. You just saw a 24-year-old standing up on stage. Brand new emerald. But when you see that, for me, I was not, if you go out and you look to please people and everybody, you are not going to live a successful life. You know what I love about Jean? I love Jean. All right? One of the many things I love about Jean, she's going to tell you how she feels. Same thing, Ray's the same way. I wonder where he got it from. I love it when Ray speaks, because there's always somebody who goes, I didn't like what he said. I don't care if you don't agree with him. Why don't you just do what he does and see how your life turns out? See, so many people fight success. I stopped fighting success a long time ago. And even if I disagree with my dad or Charlie, and there's been plenty of times, because in all my years of experience, at 21, 22, all my knowledge and wisdom, and my negative balance in my bank account, of course I would disagree with them. What do they know? But I even though I didn't maybe agree with them, I was in submission to them and I did what they recommended because I understood that they were never going to tell me to do something that would hurt me, because that would hurt themselves. So that just made sense to me. Look, you got to understand, you have to become mentally tough. You're going to show plans. You're going to sit down with somebody at one point or another, if you show a lot of plans, and the guy's going to be so excited. I want to do this. I'm going Crown Ambassador. I'm going to be the biggest pin ever. And then he drops into a black hole. His cell phone is disconnected. His Facebook is disconnected. He is cut off from the world all of a sudden. You never hear of this person again. The proverbial black abyss. You're going to have a lot of that. See, it bothers us. We're human, but it doesn't bother us, and where we retreat and then we go, we're not going to show any plans now for the next 6 months. No, we go, you know what? We're going to book more personals. We're going to book more board plans. If the things aren't happening in the legs that we want to happen, we're going to make them happen. We're going to will them to happen. We're going to speak that it's going to happen. We're going to speak that we're going to find the right people. We're going to speak that sharp, young, ambitious couples, single people, married people, young people, old people, all different backgrounds are getting in our business. They're getting in and they're buying products. They're getting in and creating PV. They're getting in and contacting. They're getting in and showing plans. They're doing what the business takes. And you know what starts to happen? You get blessings. You're starting to reap what you sow. And it's amazing. Here we are. We go down to do a meeting and a seminar in Dominican Republic. We're there. And Frances, she is a winner. And that is one of the many reasons why I love her so much. And we're sitting with some people and we hear, this thing and that thing and this school and that school. And so Frances, we go back to the room, and we were there for another day, and we were there for another meeting, and just made a few contacts. Made a couple contacts online, met a couple people. We invited 4 people to the meeting. One guy came down, had seen the business, 3 or 4 times. But now, when he saw it from us, timing was right, whatever, got in, super, super excited. He's here this weekend with 2 other people from Dominican Republic. And the difference is they've been showing, here's what's really cool. You got a winner when they're calling you, telling you what they've done that day in terms of plans. Not where you're going, you need to show somebody the plan. Can you please show somebody the plan? For the love of God, can you talk to somebody about the business? Please just say hi to someone today. That is not the IBO you were looking for. That is called an incubator. All right? That is called a dinosaur egg. You don't know when it's going to hatch. Maybe 15 million years from now. All right? No, what do? They go, we were showing plans at 2 o'clock in the morning. We showed 4 board plans yesterday. We have 4 board plans every day this week. I say, cool, did anyone get in? No, but we're excited. I say, awesome. Awesome. You have to get passionate about what you do, and nobody could steal your belief then. Nobody could steal your passion. Because like I told those guys, and I'll tell everybody else, if you keep your passion and your faith and your belief, it will start to happen. Because it didn't happen for us right away. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, oh, Francis came in, oh, a diamond, oh. Next day, diamond. No, it took time. It still takes time. But we keep going out there day after day after day and night after night after night, driving miles, flying over here, going over there, putting time and money into people. But we know that it's going to come out. We believe that it's going to come out on the other end with a huge, prosperous business where we've helped tens of thousands of people. The only difference between Francis and I and many people who build this business is we just believe more. A lot of guys show as many plans, if not more plans, than we do. I think the major difference, because a lot of people ask us that, they go, what's the difference? You know, what makes you guys different? I think we just believe a little bit more. We believe our numbers are going to grow. And when they're not growing, we're going to keep believing that they're going to grow until they do grow. We're going to do whatever we got to do to make it happen. And our goal on the Nardoni team, not our goal, but our goal on the Nardoni team, and I talk about it every time I get on stage, is to help Angelo and Claudia get their first of many Coliseums. And we're looking to be a big part of that. And we need to start speaking that as a group. We need to start speaking that this is the year that we're going to double in size. This is the year. In the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to help Angelo and Claudia fill up whatever Coliseum on the East Coast that he chooses to have the meeting at. So that's what we're looking to do. We love you guys. 20 plus plus 17 at the top.
While the techniques and approaches suggested in this presentation may have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We hope, however, that the ideas presented here will assist you in developing a strong and profitable business. It is important to emphasize that success in any business opportunity does not come without hard work. Purchase of this product is optional and subject to the refund policy described in your purchase agreement for business support materials. Purchase of future business tools can be discontinued at any time. The financial achievements depicted in this presentation may reflect income from sources other than Amway, such as earnings from the sale of professional development materials or other businesses and investments. Experience has shown that IBOs who build the most successful businesses do 3 things. They sell to retail customers, register others to become IBOs, and develop product knowledge by purchasing products for personal use. This presentation is intended for existing IBOs only and is not authorized for use with prospects.